Peace. This is Star with the Star Blooms. 234. This alignment, completion, transformation. My baby was just singing. I was wondering if she was gonna keep on singing. Um, it's like she was picking up on the channels that I was having, and this is happening internally. But it's almost like she was, what she's saying was applying to like what I was saying a second ago. So, we at a rate right now where a lot of us are utilizing our wands in ways that we may have whispered before and wanted to show up in a different rate. However, now it's this elevated participation, even if it's not accurate. It's just the need to show up. People are getting up, waking up, ooh, wake up, running the next day versus waking up and having the ability to actually assimilate themselves, to get comfortable in what it is that they are coming online to, right? Before I started it, before I pressed play, I basically said righteous rage. And there's a baby girl, I wrote her name down, I wrote it down and everything. And when we be getting messages, y'all, we be feeling like, and I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her. I didn't even save. It was one of those situations, where you see a live and then it's like not a live, but like a post, a reel or something, and you're not doing nothing on your phone or anything like that. Y'all, my phone, okay, is going through the ringer. My phone has um visitors and shit. So it's like, uh, why you not watching the phone has the opportunity to open up 15 programs and shit. And by the time you look back at the phone, a program is shutting down, but you're supposed to act like you don't see it type shit. That's what my phone is at. So my phone's in a different realm than me a lot of the times. However, as I was watching it, it flipped off the damn video, and like the whole everything like reset. It's almost like it came off of like social media or anything. But she came on, she was so nervous. We be getting messages, we don't be knowing that our message be a message for another message, but we know that it's a message, so we share it because we being called to share it and we following through, which is what I was saying. We out here, okay? We showing up, Big Mama propaganda, Asheo, right? Y'all, she says, y'all, I had a dream. Y'all, don't think that this is weird, but I had a dream, and I was talking to the elephants, and she said she was talking to the bees, and she said that she was talking to the trees, and she was speaking about the hornets, and how the enemies of the bees is the hornets, and how we as a people have, hornets, you know, and how they're being dealt with and they're being called to play at this point. And when she shared it, I had literally just been sitting with elephants, and I've been sitting with the energy and the ancient memory of them. Um, I was gonna say a rate of how, but I guess this is something that I need to deal. I was gonna say deal with my counterpart, but that's a word that I've been having to learn how to eradicate out of my vocabulary, because the idea of dealing with something is also something has been attached to the idea of being a problem, being an issue, being a blame, scapegoat, being groomed to basically be manipulated or be manipulative. Uh, but it's a beautiful rate that I've been at with my counterpart. And a lot of the times we don't know how to use that Virgo space. But when you look at the Virgo space with the elephant, a lot of the times it could basically be honored in just recognizing how she's just this ancient file cabinet that doesn't get out of place. Um, true big mama energy, elephants. And she was speaking about their anger and how they ready to just fuck everything up and just look, let's wipe the cut. Let's deal with this. They talking to the trees, and she's speaking. I had literally been sitting with, the roots and how basically it's so important to attach, certain rates of learning and healing. Basically, I'm saying all of this to say this, y'all. A lot of the times when you're showing up in your gift, you show up at a rate and a desire to want to meet something. But the expectation a lot of the time doesn't always get fulfilled. What do I mean? This may not be received by anybody. This may not get any views. No one may ever hear this conversation. However, because I'm having the conversation has been had and it could be received. And when we get to that rate of experiencing, existing, and showing up, you'll recognize how many more places that you have to go back to. You know what I mean? Even in silence, there's so much that is present if you are in an intentional silence. Okay? All right? It's actionable. All right? However, we don't utilize these spaces. When I came in my closet and I was going to basically, write it down and I was channeling spirit, I thought about a message that I had gotten a week ago, which is what caused me to kind of like close down and come off live and basically sit within spirit. I received like this chilling message that was clear to me, and it was, I will disrupt your disruptions, and I will cause you to be at a state within yourself where you cannot hide, where you cannot see, where you cannot diminish the truth of what it is and who it is that you are and why it is that you're at this rate where you don't have the fullness of this. And it was because I was still at this spot within a space of where I felt like I had been taken advantage. And even though I believed being loud, ooh, goodness spirit, going back into these spaces, fighting, arguing, and allowing what I thought my inner child wanted to do, right? Oh, goodness gracious. Allowing my inner child to do what I thought it wanted to do, right? So when I was called to come back to this space and I felt like it was an issue or something that I had to deal with. I had this idea, this mindset, and I was looking at it in a certain rate. So I automatically had decided that I was done doing something. However, given the opportunity, you could always enhance. You could always expand. You could always invest more time within yourself, more revealment allows itself to be poured into you. You are blissed because you do the work. Okay? And goodness gracious, y'all. When I went back this time, what I recognized, it wasn't so much so as the fight, it was more so as the holding space for. I didn't listen when I went back the first time. And I remember that I told myself to be quiet so I could receive everything. However, I did what I needed to do for me to be able to be in receipt of how I needed me to be at that time so I could do what I needed to do at that time. Y'all, we're being called to do what we know and what we feel guided to do at this time, 244, because it is what is needed and necessary, especially to you. You are literally documenting your rate of speaking to you and how you are going to show up with you differently by just giving yourself the opportunity to do it and do it wrong first and lose forward. You get what I'm saying? Learning how to levitate, learning how to actually elevate through escalated processes. All right. I hope that this is received well. I love y'all. Have a dope